boys and girls. We've been talking about stories about our own lives, and we talked about that a narrative is a small moment that happens in your life. Remember the story that you listened to earlier today, A Chair for My Mother? Well, I read this story to you earlier today, and let's look at the way Vera takes a small moment in her story and stretches it across a couple of pages. I want to talk to you about the part today where the mother and the daughter are walking home and suddenly they see the building on fire. Let's take a look right here at this part right here. Listen as I read you that part again. It says, "My mother and I were coming home from buying new shoes. I had new sandals. She had new pumps. We were walking to our house from the bus. We were looking at everyone's tulips. She was saying she liked red tulips, and I was saying I liked yellow ones. Then we came to our block." Okay. Right outside of our house stood two fire engines. I could see lots of smoke. Tall orange flames came out of the roof. All the neighbors stood in a bunch across the street. Mama grabbed my hand and we ran. My Uncle Sandy saw us and ran to us. Mama yelled, "Where's Mother?" I yelled, "Where's my grandma?" My Aunt Ida waved and shouted, "She's here! She's here! She's okay! Don't worry." Grandma was all right. Our cat was safe too, though it took a while to find her, but everything else in our whole house was spoiled. Could you picture that in your mind? As I reread the part about the fire, could you kind of make a movie in your mind about what the characters were doing? Could you kind of make a movie in your mind and see the part where Mom and the little girl were coming home and where they were looking at the flowers? Can you picture that in your mind and make a movie? And there were some words they used that really helped you make a good movie in your mind. When they talked about the red tulips, the yellow tulips. They didn't just say red and yellow flowers or just flowers. They told the name of them. They talked about the kind of shoes that they had bought, sandals, pumps. And look at the words they used here. She used words like tall orange flames, okay? That would help you picture in your mind exactly what it looked like. So a lot of times, writers, you can make a movie in your mind about details that's happening or going to happen in your story. Do you see the way that the author, Vera Williams, stretched this moment across several pages? On this page, she told about how she was coming home, where they had been, and what they were doing. Then on the next page, she tells about what she sees as she is coming up on her house. And then she tells about being worried about Grandma, but finding out that Grandma was okay. So this is an example of a little small moment in the story, the narrative. We could see how she used words like I and my. She told it in order what is happening. She told it across several pages, and it was also a true story about what was really happening there. That is one thing that writers do. They make a movie in their mind, then a lot of times they will sketch their pictures, and then they start writing. And that's what we're going to be talking about the next couple of days in writing, is how to make movies in our mind about what's going to happen and then write about what happens.